Hey everyone, this is the Trading Hawk with our first free public trade recap. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how on Friday we were able to capture this move and make over 4 times our risk, and how we were able to come to the market with the correct context and bias to be prepared and essentially being able to pull the trigger without hesitation. So the bias, before I can even talk about this day, we have to understand the bias and the context coming into Friday. So if you look, in my opinion, for this week, the most important days were on Wednesday and Thursday. Also, if you have any specifics about the things I talk about in this video, you can DM me on Instagram at the Trading Hawk or on Twitter as well. So let's get into it. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I'm going to be straight to the point. So let's do it. Wednesday, we saw a snap of Monday's low with singles, and we came back into last week's value. On Thursday, this was the most interesting day in my opinion, because on Thursday, we snapped Wednesday's low. We were not able to get much follow through beneath it. We came back up. We stopped at the prior day's POC. We came back down and we saw a poor low. So at this point, we see that this is a day trader's market, and whoever is short from this day is not seeing the follow-through momentum or the big selling that they wanted to see. So essentially what is happening here is the big money is gone, and this is just ping pong with day traders, and whatever buying or selling is happening here, mostly on the sell side, whatever sell side is happening here is going to be mostly emotional sellers, and we saw that with the stop run and absorption and another poor low, which indicated that the shorts are getting a bit too short. So seeing all of this, we came into Friday with a gap up. Now, we know that there are a lot of shorts probably stuck now from this day and this day who are day time frame players or maybe even swing traders who now need to exit the market because they're wrong. So if you pull up chat, also everything I talk about, it's not 2020 hindsight BS. I don't hindsight it. Everything I speak about, I wrote down and typed in the live chat room in real time. I have timestamps for all of it. You can go see for yourself. So let's get back into it. I said, nice gap. Yesterday, buyers came in and absorbed the sells below Wednesday's low. Lots of shorts are stuck in this thing that we're looking for more and haven't covered yet. If we were to start holding above 67 to 70, squeeze mode is on. And the reason why I found 67 to 70 to be an important level coming into Friday, if we were able to hold above it, is because if you look at the profile from Wednesday and also from Monday, you can see that 67 to 70 was, first of all, it was the Globex low on Monday, on Monday coming into Tuesday, and also it was the area where we had the C low, D high, E high. So this is essentially an area of conflict and of interest above or below. It's pretty much a go, no go area. Below it, shorts; above it, long. The reason why is because if we're able to come back and reclaim this area, whoever is short below is now underwater. It needs to cover. And if we can get back above 67 to 70 and hold above it, there is going to be a high chance that we can refill the singles that happened on Wednesday. And if we can get back above those singles, that essentially shows us that the sellers are now out of steam and are not even in the market anymore, whereas they were just a few days ago. So if we do come back above and fill those singles and hold above 67 to 70, we're going to have most likely a squeeze back up into the high volume node from Monday, which was 83 to 85. Right here you can see it. Actually, I'll talk about this as we get more deep into the video. So I said that my plan right now is long bias, but obviously you need to have a plan as well if the sellers do show back up. If we start to top out 67 to 70 with internals selling off, we'll look for the short to fill the gap. That obviously didn't happen. The first 10-15 minutes will tell us how the day is going to develop. Need to watch which side is in control. I said I'd be surprised though if sellers do step back in 67 to 70 because they couldn't defend it in pre-market. So odds are that they can't defend it in regular trading hours either. I'm coming into the day long bias. I'll be stalking the entry. I'm going to be on the mic 5 minutes. So I said pretty much in pre-market coming into Friday, the sellers were defending 67 to 70 in Globex, but they weren't able to get much out of the level. The buyers came back in again mechanically, and they were able to push out the shorts and squeeze them through. So seeing this, we filled the C singles, but it happened in pre-market. So it still told us that the sellers were not there, but we still have to see how it reacts as well in regular trading hours. So also, before I go any further, if you have no idea what this chart is, this is called market profile. Each of these bars represents 30 minutes worth of trade. I'm Pacific, so it's going to be 6:30 open for me. So it's going to be 6:30 to 7:30, etc., etc. And the numbers on the right side it represents the amount of contracts traded at each price for that day. Anyways, so we pretty much saw the C singles fill in pre-market, but we still have to see if they can be also filled as well in regular trading hours, RTH. Because if they can't fill them in RTH, that is going to show us that the sellers are still active when there is liquidity. So we come back to the chat, and I'm pretty much saying we opened up with a 10-to-1 positive, nicely breath, and with a open drop to the upside. The sellers were pretty much not even there. And I said it would be low odds if the low of day gets taken out at this point with this type of strength off the open. Shorts are underwater and need to cover. I'm stalking for a long, waiting for the entry. And I said that 67 needs to hold now to confirm that shorts are covering on dips. Reward to risk will be high. If we hold 67, we can get back up into mid 80s. I'll talk about this in a second. It pretty much has to do with the high volume node. So let's look at this on the chart. We open up at at 6:30, open drive, internals all positive, 80 plus 1500 off the open. We had a 10-to-1 positive, nicely breath. I forgot what the Nasdaq was, but the NYC was plus 10-to-1, and S&P 80 was at plus 350. So we have pretty strong internals off the open, and now we're looking for price to hold on dips. So go back to chat. Wednesday's C singles filled. If you recall, that's going to be up to 73.50, and we got that in the first, I believe, few minutes. We got 73.50 in the first 4 minutes or so. And then the sellers that drove this market down on Wednesday aren't here today, and they're underwater and to cover. Above Tuesday's low of 76, it gets thin until 8385. I'm looking for the long. Can't chase this up here though. Waiting for a pull. And then one of the guys says that the delta is holding and the buyers are active on the pullback. If you look here, we pulled back about 5 points. The delta was holding, but then I saw something even more interesting than that, and I saw that the delta was making lower highs, but the price was making higher lows. Let's take off this big bar. Okay, when the price is pretty much making so yeah, I got long at 711 right in here at 70, and the reason why is somebody was absorbing the market, the delta with lower highs, but price is making higher lows. You can see the lower highs but higher lows in the price. There's a passive buyer. So pretty much when you have people who are selling the market down, but there is a buyer with passive bids absorbing it, that's not something a short wants to see. Also, the A high was weak. It was a few ticks off Tuesday's low. If 76 gets taken out, high odds we start floating up to low mid 80s. And if you look at the A high, and we have the Tuesday low right here, this was sellers being mechanical again. There is no real selling in this market. They are trying to sell this against mechanical levels, but if the buyers, if the shorts are really underwater, this is going to get blown through without a problem, really, because if you have only day traders who are selling this market, it's not going to take much to pass this up and take it out. So going back to chat, we got a spike, shorts running for the exits. Time selling to them. I'm selling 1/4 81, 1/4 82. We were prepared for this, and the reason 81.82 is look at Monday's volume 8385. So if you look at Monday's volume 8385, Monday. Let's go to RTH, easier to see. Monday, right here. Monday we have a very high volume node between 8385 was the first high volume node that we had. It was 21,000, 28,000, 22,000, 21,000. So I said that there would be high odds that people are going to be selling because you have most likely some people still stuck from these prices because it's just so much volume went off at these prices. A lot of trade went off at these prices. You're going to have at least a few people who are stuck long and want to sell for break even. So it's going to act as a wall. So that was our first target, 81 or 2 points below 83. I believe I sold 8182. Yeah. So I got filled 1/481, 1/4 82, and if you look at the chart, it was on this spike right here, 8182. I sold. It actually stopped right at the high volume node from Monday. And going back, we got 4-to-1 reward to risk on those two pieces, just about. And I added long 76 at 7:22 a.m. And the reason why was the delta was very strong. If you look over here, we pulled back about 10 points off the high, and delta barely moved. So there were lots of buyers still trying to get into this market, and we saw the strength as well. And if you look at the tick, on that move, the low was only minus 200 about, and the high was plus 1200. So you really have way more strength on buy side than we saw on the sell side. I mean, sell side was not even there, pretty much. It was buyers all day long. And prior to this, we had price holding above zero on tick for quite some time, about a little more than 40 minutes or so. I mean, the low of day on tick was minus 280 at this point, and the high is 1200. There's no reason that you want to be short this market at all, and you want to be long. So going back to the chat, I bought again at 76 on this dip. I sold the ad for plus 5 at 724. I believe there was some tapering off on the footprint. Plus 5. So if I bought 76, sold 81. Back to half size, risking house money at this point. Stop below 72 on the rest. Wednesday's high is my final target as it coincides with Monday's value area low, expecting sellers to be active there. See if they can get there. So the reason why I had Wednesday's high as the last target on the trade was because if you look at the profile, Wednesday's high coincides with Tuesday's and Monday's value area low from Tuesday from the lower distribution and Monday from the main distribution. So this is also going to be an inflection point where I do expect some real sellers to be active here just because of the location and how many levels it coincides with. You have 1, 2, 3 levels that coincides with. That's going to be pretty interesting to see how it plays out. Also, you have the Thursday, the breakout low at 92. So I really expected 89 to 92 to be the high of this move. So for the last half, I was able to sell at 87, I believe. And that's pretty much it. That was my Friday. I got plus 17 on the last scale out. That was pretty nice. That was pretty sweet. You guys can join the live trading room where I call everything out in real time. I'm always on the mic from 6:30 Pacific up until 9 a.m. for the first 2.5 hours. And if you like this video, leave a like, and I'll start doing them every single day.